Hello, this video will explain how information systems nowadays can raise interesting and new ethical, social and political issues, and how these affect our experiences as professionals in the IT area. To this end, we will start by reviewing a method for thinking about these issues. Then we will look into the 5 moral dimensions of the information age. Lastly, we will see the key technological trends that raise ethical issues. Ethics refers to the principles of right and wrong that individuals, acting as free moral agents, use to make choices to guide their behaviors. In the modern legal environment, the burden of breaking the law is put on the managers, who, if convicted, will most likely spend time in prison. Firms are now encouraged to cooperate with prosecutors to avoid charges against the entire firm for obstructing the investigation. While these major instances of failed ethical and legal judgment were not masterminded by information systems departments, information systems were instrumental in many of these frauds. These developments mean that a manager or an employee will have to decide for themselves what constitutes proper legal and ethical conduct. All these issues are closely linked, as individuals know how to act because social institutions have developed well-honed rules of behavior, supported by laws in the political sector. These laws prescribe behavior and promise sanctions to violations. When a wave of new information technology and systems disturbs society, it may take years to develop rules to address it, as political institutions require time before developing new rules and new laws, and often require the demonstration of real harm before they act, which leaves people having to act in a legal gray area. These are the 5 moral dimensions of the information age. Information rights and obligations. What rights individuals and organizations have in regards to their information. Property rights and obligations. How will accounting for ownership be addressed when ignoring said ownership is so easy? System quality. What standards of data and system quality should be ensured in order to maintain individual rights and general safety? Quality of life. What cultural values and practices should be kept and supported in a changing, technology-focused and information-based society? Accountability and control. Who will be held accountable for the harm done to individual and collective information and property rights? Cambridge Analytica engaged in illicit and/or unethical activities like illicit data mining and outright lying, and they were responsible for aiding unethical aspects of Donald Trump's campaign in the 2016 American presidential race. The accountability of control dimension was neglected by Cambridge Analytica's use of user data for illegal purposes. Information technology has heightened ethical concerns, taxed existing social arrangements, and made some laws obsolete or severely crippled. These are 5 key technological trends responsible for these ethical stresses. The doubling of computer power every 18 months has increased our dependence on systems and our vulnerability to system errors and poor data quality. Advances in data storage techniques and rapidly declining storage costs are responsible for multiplying databases on individuals maintained by private and public organizations where abuses of power are frighteningly easy. Advances in data analysis techniques for large pools of data allow companies and government agencies to find out highly detailed personal information about individuals. Companies with products to sell buy relevant information from these sources to help them more finely market their marketing campaigns. Advances in networking allow for greatly reduced costs of moving and accessing large quantities of data, making large-scale abuses of privacy previously unfeasible very much possible. Mobile device growth means that individual cell phones may be tracked without user consent or knowledge. Government agencies tracking the phones of individuals without their knowledge has been a commonly known information rights violation for the past 5 years. A prominent example of this is the NSA.